Hello. Hello. How are you? Look, here we are. I am obviously in a little magical portal place in London. Actually, I wish I could be there with you in Fergus. I had such an amazing time the last time I was there. I remember it very well. It was spectacular. I mean, I love Canada, obviously. I mean, having spent 3 years of my life there as a child, and to be invited along to one of the oldest Highland Games in Canada was a great honor, and it's a great honor again to be asked to just make a wee speech about my experience and to obviously thank all the volunteers, all the patrons of the Fergus Festival in pushing through in what is a really difficult time at the moment. I mean, I think this is the second year now that you've had to do this virtually, but I'm pretty confident that next year we could all be celebrating this in person. I really hope that is the case. But in the meantime, I mean, a fantastic job by everybody involved. All of the people that have worked on this, the organisers, the volunteers. It's really a testimony to them that this has still managed to be accomplished, frankly, in these very strange times that we live in. But my memory of the Highland Games the last time I was there, well, there's a lot of memories. I guess a highlight would have been meeting the clan chief of Graham McTavish, obviously, which was a big highlight for me. It was amazing. It's that feeling that I'm sure a lot of you have when you come to these events, of feeling connected with an entire group of people, some of whom you've never met in your life and may never meet again. But you still have a very strong sense of connection. And that's what a clan is, I suppose. And a clan sets an example for all of us these days in showing us the need for that kind of human connection. And we can do this virtually, and it really helps, when people correspond with each other, and I get correspondence, letters, videos, messages, and all the rest of it from all sorts of people all over the world. But nothing beats actually being in the presence of people that you have a connection with. And that's a lesson that we can all learn, not just in our clan life, but in our own everyday life. Now, other things that I remember, well, I was enormously impressed by the ladies' heavy competition. I mean, goodness me. I tried to pick up one of those cabers. Yeah, not easy. Not easy. I mean, obviously, I now have extensive experience of the Highland Games, having done some on many kilts. Those of you who have seen many kilts will remember the complete crushing of Sam Hewen by me at the hammer throwing. Yes, it was a magic moment when I saw him throw the hammer as far as he could, and then when I got to throw it that little bit further. Yeah, happy days. Yeah, actually meeting Kyle Randall, the competitor that showed us what to do. Wow, I mean, goodness me, I have nothing but admiration for those people. And the women I met, incredibly impressive, really. It was just amazing. I love watching them. I love watching Highland Games competitions. I always have done, for as long as I can remember. So I miss it. I do, as I'm sure you do. Other highlights, well, there was the tug of war. Now, the tug of war, again, not wishing to bring this always back to men in kilts, but we did do a tug of war in that, in which, of course, we were doing well. We were doing well against Sam's team, and then Sam decided to bring Kyle, the enormous 6'7" behemoth, onto his team, and then he started to beat us. But the master of ceremonies at the Braemar Highland Games, who was probably late 60s, maybe 70, joined our team, and we beat them. Now I know obviously this seems to indicate that I'm obsessed with beating Sam Hewen, and that would be true. Yes, so I have no shame in admitting it. The man made my life a misery while we were filming. Obviously extensive therapy followed, but on the day, beating him at those competitions was sweet indeed. Yes. Now, what else do I need to tell you about before I release you to your own enjoyment of the Highland Games? Yes, let's not forget the breakfast with Gillibrige. That was great. Those songs, the poetry, just amazing. When we did Men in Kilts, again, we met Gillibrige, and he sat us around while I tried to digest Sam's porridge. And just, he carries around with him, I think, let me get this right, something like 500 oral tradition stories in his head. Not written down, just in his head. Absolutely remarkable. And such a lovely man. And we managed to do it in, let me think, it was Glen Etive, I think. We filmed that little section. So beautiful, so beautiful. And what else should I touch upon? Let's see. Yes, it was a great pleasure to meet everybody there. I so wish I could be there again, you know. I really do. I mean, I'm hoping that eventually I can drag Sam over to Canada so that we can do a series of Men in Kilts there. We definitely have plans to do the show in other countries, Canada being one of them. So at one point or another, I will bring the ginger spaniel over to your shores. And being such an enormous country, I'm feeling confident that somewhere I can lose him in the wilderness. We can only hope. Now, what else do I need to tell you? Well, nothing other than have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful festival, even if it is a virtual one. The fact that we're able to do this, that you're all able to talk to each other through all these little magical, technological gizmos, means that we can still enjoy ourselves. So I hope that you have enjoyed this short speech and my little knees. I put on this kilt. It's one of a few that I have. This is not actually a clan tartan. This was made by Howie Nicholson of 21st Century Kilts, and he's made a few kilts for both Sam and me. We wear the black one that he made for us in Men in Kilts, and I have this, which is a kind of tweed sort of pattern, and the MacDonald, which is on my mother's side, the McTavish, obviously. I've also got the World Peace Tartan one somewhere. Yeah, that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. They take up quite a lot of room in the wardrobe, as anyone who owns kilts can testify. So from me here, and Dougal Mackenzie, who's floating around the house somewhere, I think he's making lunch. He's quite the whiz in the kitchen now, actually. It's a surprise. It's a surprise. He's finding it very meditative, very contemplative, to be able to devote himself to other pastimes like, knitting. An amazing knitter. You would never think it. Baking. Terrible. Awful baking. Really shocking, actually. But he tries. And the cooking. Really experimenting with spicy food at the moment. So, wherever he is, I know he would want to join me in wishing you all the very best with the festival. And so from me and him, to the card and Alba Gabra, which is Gaelic for Scotland forever. Take care.